The first ET7 validation build has finally rolled off the production line, and this is another huge milestone for NIO when it comes to building this new sedan. But let's talk a little bit about the bill that's going on here in the United States that's supposed to help this whole chip shortage deal. Real quick, I guess Congress is supposed to announce a $52 billion bill for chip funding, which I guess is supposed to help, obviously, get money to these manufacturers to help speed us back up, get things rolling and get these chips made, man, because that's really what's killing this whole market right now. And that's the reason we keep seeing all these stocks, Tesla, NIO, Apple. That's why we see all these stocks going up and down on a daily basis, because how are you going to make money if you can't sell anything because you don't have the parts to do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good. So that's a little bit of good news coming out of the whole chip shortage deal. Hopefully things, take off and we don't have to deal with that. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and talk about this NIO news. But before we hop into that real quick, we're doing a $100 Doge giveaway when we hit 5,000 subs. So if you guys are looking forward, if you guys want that, hit that sub button. It keeps you guys up to date on all things NIO, all things Doge, crypto, everything in the stock market related. It's what we talk about on this channel. But yeah, we'll be giving that away once we hit 5,000 subs. So let's just go ahead and talk about NIO now. So again, we just said, NIO's first validation build has finally rolled off the production line. Now you might be asking, what is a validation build, Mike? What is that? Like, who's ever heard of that? Nobody's heard of that. At least I haven't. So basically, a validation build is it's basically a test model of the car, the complete car from start to finish through the production line. It's not just like a prototype. So like when they took them to the Shanghai Auto Show, that was more than likely probably a prototype. Like they pieced it together. They didn't have it from start to finish. The validation build is start to finish from the very start of production. They run it through the entire production line. They run it through all the other production lines to get it built, complete, and tested to make sure all the production lines are up to date. They make sure all the parts and everything work correctly. They test the car. It's pretty much everything before they start mass production of these cars.
Yeah, and at the Shanghai Auto Show, I'm sure it didn't have the batteries and stuff like that in it because, there's no point, really.
Right.
Yeah, it's just more kind of like a show thing. But yeah, in the validation build stage, the ET7 parts such as the body, interior, exterior, electrical system, chassis, battery, and electrical drive system are assembled into a complete vehicle. So as you said, it's a complete, it's basically like, what they would be selling. It's a whole, the whole package, the whole enchilada. So, but they're looking, so the whole point of the validation build is, to make sure everything's working on the car as it should, everything together works as a whole, I guess, but also to improve the assembly process. And, I'm assuming improving the assembly process, make sure that all the machines, everything that's cranking everything out is calibrated correctly. And they would be also looking at other places, they could speed up some production issues and also help with some efficiencies if there's anything to gain from there to assemble these things faster. But during this phase, the ET7 will soon begin a series of rigorous full vehicle function, performance, and regulatory tests. So obviously, before they can sell it to the mass market, it's got to meet all the regulatory standards. I'm assuming they're going to be sending some over to Norway, over to Europe, because I'm sure China's regulatory stuff is different than in Europe. Same with the US, it's obviously going to be different. But yeah, they're going to start doing the full vehicle function and performance test, which is awesome to hear because they're just getting closer and closer to releasing this thing.
Right. Exactly. And it sounds like they're pretty much on schedule because, we're in the middle of, 2021 and they want to start, have these things out ready to go in Q1 of 2022. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds like they're hopefully on schedule.
Gives them time. Yeah, it gives them time to make any tweaks they need to before that, their expected delivery dates.
Right. And we have some pictures as well to show you guys. So we can go over and let me go ahead and hop over to this and show you guys real quick. So we could see that this is the front end of the ET7. So this is that validation build that rolled off the line, the back end. So it doesn't look anything like the pictures we've seen before, like the one they had at the Shanghai Auto Show. But like I'm assuming, I don't know if they offer different base models of the ET7, but this could be a different base model. This could just be because they're not, you know, just fully testing. But yeah, I think it's still a sharp car. I think the one they showed at the Shanghai Auto Show looked better, but I still think this is a very sharp looking car.
They're always going to make it look better. But I mean, one thing that stands out to me is like the rims. But I mean, for a validation build, you don't need to put the more expensive rims on it. You know, there's really no point.
Right.
You know, it's just rims. Those rims are going to work just as fine as the more flashy, expensive rims. But yeah, I mean, it still looks super nice, I think, for sure.
I agree. And if we go ahead and look at the stock for the day, we'll kind of talk about it a little bit. It started up pre-market like it always does, and then it sold off, and then it bought back up, and then it sold off, and now we're kind of trending a little upward a little again. This happens every single day. Honestly, I don't even look at the stock anymore because I'm tired of seeing it. It's the same pattern every day. You almost feel like you could take advantage of it. Like, hey, I'm just going to buy in, you know, sell at the open, and then buy back in, and then just sell again. Like, you can almost take advantage of this because it's literally almost every single day we see the same pattern.
Oh,
almost
for sure.
every day.
Yeah, it always sells off, people buy back in, and then sell off again, and then it kind of just does whatever the rest of the day. But yeah, there's definitely a pattern there.
I think once we get past like the 10, 11 o'clock mark during market trading, I think that's usually when we'll see what the price is going to do, whether it's going to be up or down. But right now we're down about 1.5%, down to $33. We've been hanging around this 33 for quite some time. So hopefully things start to turn around, but you know, there's only one way to find out, and that's just a wait, man. Nothing.
Yeah, yesterday it was red for a lot of the day, and then towards the end of the day, it just kept slowly climbing, and we squeaked out a green day. So maybe we'll see that again, or maybe people will start buying back in, and it'll actually hold above the green. But yeah, well, we'll just have to see.
But that's going to wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. It really helps support the channel, and it keeps you guys up to date on all things NIO, all things stock market, and crypto if you guys are into that. But we're also giving away $100 worth of Dogecoin when we hit 5,000 subs. So if you guys aren't subbed to the channel yet, hit that sub so you guys can get entered into that. But we also got links down in the description for Webull where you deposit $100. You guys get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,800, which you could essentially trade and put it into NIO, or you can, you know, put it in crypto, whatever floats your boat. We also got links down there for the merchandise if you guys want to get yourself a cool Stock Dudes hat, and we also got a link down there for the Patreon that gets you access to our Discord and the portfolios. But again, thank you guys for all your support, and we'll see you in the next video.